I'm not even playing here. How can I teach kids? How can I teach players? How could I ever expect myself to ever train like a high-level professional player?
I truly believe that the best coaches just do their thing. So what I'm hearing is you create more pressure in practice and training than real life game
Trying
settings.
to, yes, absolutely. Simulate it as much as we can. Because if I help one trainer, that's going to help that many more players.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
that's impact right there.
And that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to continue to do through my life. Hopefully that people can see that, and it makes the world a better place. No
That's
doubt.
awesome.
A lot of people aren't even doing close to that. Has the success with the business, has it made you happier?
That's a good question.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice cold morning.
All right. Today on Cold Tub Talks, we've got John Hansberry, a coaching guru in the sports space. Welcome to the show, John.
Hey, thank
And
you,
I'm
man.
shivering already. Did you hear my voice?
Yeah.
John, before you became a world-renowned coach and you built JQ basketball training, who were you when you felt your identity was still coming about as a young player, a coach?
Yeah, that's a good question. Going into this space of basketball, I always loved it. I was always, growing up playing, but, I never thought I'd be a trainer. I never thought I'd get into the space. I never thought I'd have my own gym. I never really thought I'd go that way. As a college student, I thought I was just going to get a, desk job, whatever, do whatever and just live life. But was always drawn to basketball. And then when I started it, I was like, or when I was thinking about starting it, I'm like, I have all these years of just experience that I can't really put to waste. So, I was just, a curious guy who, wanted to, hustle, but, didn't quite know where to go, but thought that was the way to go.
How many years as a player did you have experience-wise before you considered becoming a coach?
Yeah, so started playing when I was in 4th grade, and then played through high school, and then a little bit in college. Wasn't the best, wasn't, didn't get a lot of playing time. Wasn't really the guy, but
Yeah, same.
when it came down to it, I'm like, this is something that I could be successful with. I knew that I was, I had the experience in the game to teach and to do what I had to do, to coach players, but never really, took it to the next level as a player. But I had a lot of experience from, 4th grade through, 2nd year of college.
Gotcha. Nice. Unlike many industries these days where people take one course, do 1 year of training in something, and they're like, I can coach this. And
Right.
put in the work beforehand.
Totally.
Yeah, became a true expert.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you ever have like any insecurities or self-doubt coming from not being the best player, not getting a lot of playing time, maybe
Yeah.
having the accolades parents or other players are looking for? How did you overcome that to say, hey, I could do this?
That's a great question. Yeah. And absolutely, coming out of college or, when I started it, I was in college still. And I was still on the team playing. And I remember I had, some insecurities. I'm like, I'm not even playing here. How can I teach kids? How can I teach players? How could I ever expect myself to ever train like a high level professional player if I've never played at that level, So that's actually a really good question. I definitely had insecurities to start. Coming out, I had teammates even who were like make fun of me because of what I was doing, like who would train with you, this sort of thing, which is kind of crazy, but it's, it's a part of the game. But I had to, overcome those by understanding that, my knowledge and my experience is still worth something. And then working with more and more players and then seeing yourself at higher levels and then seeing the respect that they give you in the game. And also giving results to those players and giving them, whether it be, moves, whether it be giving them confidence, just helping players in different ways. It's kind of helped me get past that insecurity and be like, I have helped players. I have, given players something. And that's something that I can continue to do for more and more.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
absolutely did have insecurities coming up.
That takes
for
a
sure.
lot of mental fortitude. When
No
you
doubt.
don't have the notoriety to keep going, people don't realize how tough that really is.
100%, right? There's a lot of people who can make a brand off of being a professional player. I played in the NBA a little bit, or whatever, or played professionally overseas. They think, I can just start a business and I can grow it, but it's not that simple. There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, when your teammates, going back to what you were saying, were making fun of you, or kind of messing with you, of how are people going to want to work with you when you're not even the best yourself? Did you ever let that bother you to a point? Did it kind of ever stop your momentum of wanting to do what you were doing?
For a second it might have, but never to the point where I was like, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing. I've seen in this space as well a lot of coaches. You look at some of even the best coaches in the NBA. They never played professionally. They never played even high levels in college. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it and I'm like, Greg Popovich, legendary coach. I doubt he ever played professionally in basketball. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is something that I know that I can be successful with. I didn't let it get to me too much, for maybe a second here and there. I'm like, they might be right. Why would they? But then, you get back on it and
I think
yourself.
many people assume that to be a great coach, you have to have been a great player, but there are great coaches that never were great players, right?
100%.
And on the contrary, there's definitely great players that try to become a coach and they just don't hand it down the same as they did it.
100%. Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lot of players who have had athletic gifts or have been, these God-given talents, and then they don't know how to teach it. You know what I mean? So it's it's a space that I think that experience is important. I think that being in the space is important for a long period of time. I think playing in college was something that has definitely amplified my resume, but also has allowed me to, have that experience being around high-level basketball, to be like, okay, I have that experience under my belt. It gives me more confidence, but I don't think it's always necessary.
Yeah, and tell me if I'm wrong, but to me, I always feel when I look at sports and things along that way that everyone's brain operates differently, right? So a player can go out there. You look at LeBron. He could be a genius out on the court, knows exactly where people need to be, what to do, where to be. Or Tom Brady, anyone that is the greatest at what they do. But their brain in a coaching aspect isn't wired the exact same to know what adjustments and things to make for the entire team.
Yeah, they can do it, but they can't teach it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think it's just a little bit different. And to your point, you're probably a genius when it comes to the coaching or what people need to fix. Like your fine attention to detail of looking at players' skills of, hey, we need to critique this, fix this a little bit, make this step a little bit quicker, versus being a player yourself.
Right.
You may just not have the athleticism or the quickness or enough muscle fibers
or the height.
That makes me
do that.
That makes me think, are a lot of your players better than you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's definitely players who, come through the gym and they're better than me, and that's okay. But that's the point. You know what I mean? We're trying to get them better and better. And a lot of kids who I started off training, they're getting to the point where, I moved down here 4 or 5 years ago. It's like, wow, now I'm seeing them get better than me. It's like it's a cool feeling, but it also is like, shoot, like
that means it's working. I was gonna say it'd be more so worrisome if they weren't getting better than what you did, right? Like I'm sure as a coach, you're like, okay, if none of my players are getting better than I am, am I doing a good enough job to make them as good as they can be?
100%.
That really should be the motto of any great coach: is I want you to become better than me.
Yes, I love that. That's true.
Hold the humble card high.
100%.
Let your ego get to you.
100%.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Love it.
Cool. All right. Are we good?
Yep.
Let's transition, man. Easy peasy.
It's easy.
Look at that.
Oh wow. Are we done? Okay.
Yeah. We're on the couch. Honestly, you rock. He's not barely shivering. All right, we're back, and boys, I'm realizing we're all in shorts and a t-shirt. We rocked that Colts obsession.
Oh yeah,
didn't we? It
was awesome.
I love it. So, John, training players and building a business with a public presence can be tough. Did you ever question along the journey whether you could truly make this a full-time career?
So yes, for sure. So kind of in my story, I started off, as a teacher. So I was a school teacher, middle school teacher, and then I started making videos, and it started to gain some traction and whatnot. So in that first year and a half where I was doing both, I love my steady income at my job. I didn't think that I was going to make enough money to be able to do this full time. And I never even crossed my mind. I'm like, this is cool. I have my job, and then I can make a little bit of extra money on the side, and that'll be my life. And it's probably pretty good. But never thought, I should go full time with this at the onset. It took me a little bit to realize, I might be able to make more money if I do this. I never really saw it like that, for a while, until I, got a couple people in my life who were mentors and helped me see the vision with it. But definitely, at the beginning, I never thought I'm going to be full time. I'm gonna have a gym. Like it was like, oh, I can do this on the side, and I'm pretty good at making these videos, so I can get attention, and then I can maybe make few extra bucks.
Huh.
You know, $100 a night, $200 a night, but never thought I could make it a full time business. But yeah.
Was there ever any criticism that you've got from your business or coaching style that has bothered you?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I've had critics for sure. So, you know, you have people online who will talk, you know, you'll make videos and then people will talk about certain things. And
I thought he was about to say, yeah, everybody loves me.
yeah, definitely
hear
not.
that
Not
every day.
everybody loves me, but definitely, you know, had critics online, people who train different styles. Especially when I started out, I felt like the culture in basketball training, which no one really knows about, but you know, it's like there's certain types of training, there's certain ways that you can do it, and you know, I definitely from people from one side, you know, definitely would, you know, come after me for certain ways that I might coach or teach. But at the local level, never had too much pushback. You know what I mean? I've always, you know, put the relationships first with people and, you know, tried to give them the best product possible. Tried to help them in the best way to help them see results. So not too much in the local space, but definitely online. Definitely had some critics. Yeah.
Then that would make sense. Anything online. I mean, I think the only basketball trainer I know of is the Lethal Shooter.
Lethal
Is that
Shooter.
his name?
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
But the only reason you see him is because he works with some of the biggest name celebrities
Right.
that there are. I mean, have you seen his stuff before?
100%.
Do
Yeah,
you
a
like
little
him?
bit, not too much. I don't know about him really, actually. But I have seen him do a few workouts, and I've seen him get a lot of pushback actually from people. So I don't know,
Okay.
but he's not a name that I know very well.
Okay.
Sadly.
But again, it goes to your point. I think a lot of people can have pushback because if he never made it to the league or he doesn't have these credentials, people are like, how can he teach someone how to shoot when
Right.
he's not X and Y himself? And I'm sure it's
100%.
probably similar criticism you get online from people.
So I've had a little bit of that, definitely, but it's even like to a degree of where it's other trainers in the space who are critiquing me based upon a drill that I post or a way that I coach a player. You know, it could be as simple as I'm having somebody catch and shoot jump shots at one spot. And then there's other trainers who are like, well, you know, that's not really game realistic, or that's not really game like, you know, you're not making the player better with that. And that's something that, you know, you could go into and talk about philosophies and talk about those sorts of things. But even to like just that example, it's kind of interesting how the basketball training space can get, you know, divided in that way. But pushback from the side of, oh, he hasn't done as much. I have had a little bit of that, but nothing too crazy.
I love that you stay in your lane. Like you didn't even know who the Lethal Shooter is. Like, I truly believe that the best coaches just do their thing. Sometimes they don't even care. Like I don't pay attention to what other people are doing in our space. Like I know what we're good at and what our philosophy is, and it fucking works.
Right.
You just do your thing, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's not to say that I don't have mentors or I don't, you know, pay attention to other people, but
course.
absolutely. Yeah, you try to, you know, do what, you know is best, and you know what gets results. And we stay locked in here in South Florida. That's it.
That's it,
awesome.
man. Yeah.
Do you have a comment that sticks in your mind, like a negative one that someone's left that you kind of just remember reading and kind of just?
Yeah, definitely. I remember when I was coming up, and I think I recently moved here. I remember there was a trainer online who he sent me a message, like a very like detailed message on why like I wasn't like my training was not good, essentially, right? And it wasn't the fact that he was better than me or anything at that point, or he was like a super high form, like, you know, he wasn't way above me or anything, but I was like, you know, I took it to heart. I'm like, yeah, you know, I could change this maybe a little bit, or I could do this, but, you know, he doesn't know my product. He's never been in the gym with me. You know, he sees a clip online and then has a whole opinion on it. So that kind of sticks with me to show, like, you know, somebody can have a crazy opinion about you and it's not going to affect you. You know, the criticism, you know, praise doesn't make you better, but criticism doesn't make you worse, you know?
I love
That's
that.
something that, you know, we always got to remember in all our business endeavors and everything. It's, you know, no matter what anyone says about you, if they say something, you're awesome, you're the best, you know, get a lot of comments like that. And it's great. But then if somebody criticizes you, it's like, I'm still the same person. I still know what I do. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So you got to
Yeah.
kind of keep that at the top of mind.
I love that. It's something people at home should write down.
Yeah.
It's
No
a
doubt.
good thing to remember.
No doubt.
Did it ever make you feel like you didn't belong after reading it?
Not really. I definitely knew I belonged, and I was secure in that. And, you know, an opinion from another trainer doesn't really faze me too much. You know, especially when, like I said, I know what I do and I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, I think if your heart's in the right place and you're doing the best you possibly can and meeting well by people. Granted, sure, could there be people better than you? Of course. Some people, I think everyone considers themselves the best,
Right.
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, no doubt. It's and it's not even always in basketball training. How I think about it now is it's, we've had clashing philosophies over the years. We've had different things with different trainers. When it comes down to it, like, it's all about the player. It's all about getting the player better. And some players are going to have better relationships with other trainers. And that's how I see it. The relationship goes beyond everything else. It's like, I could do this drill, this trainer could do this drill, and it could be a little different. And it can still work out for the player. The player can still enjoy that. And it really comes down to, do I instill confidence into this player to help them go into the game mentally to go score 30 points? You know what I mean? It's like, am I really providing that? Because that's what the players need for the most part, Some of this stuff is all nuance. It's a little, and there's good teaching, there's bad teaching. I'm not going to say there's not.
Yeah.
But there's definitely, it's about the player and what they respond to, what they enjoy. Sometimes some training works better for other players than some players than others. So it's definitely nuanced, but it's all about the player.
Yeah. So with that, what mindset about growth and commitment and the players having the right mindset has changed the way that you train and coach them?
For sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So when it comes down to it with basketball training, my philosophy is that players need to do a lot of what we call live training. Okay. So, when I was a kid, all I learned about with basketball training and watched on, YouTube or whatever was dribbling through cones and then going to, make a layup, or, you're doing these sorts of things, which is a very base level, and kids can do that and it's great. But when it comes down to it, players, if they're going to get into a game and they're going to compete and they're going to go score points, they're going to be aggressive. They have to do that in training, which means you have to put them in situations that are uncomfortable. You have to put them in spots where they're playing against somebody who's taller, better, faster, stronger, where they're going to get better. So kind of to that point, it's like, I want to put them in a space in training that's tougher than a game. So if you put them in a situation where they might have two defenders instead of one, you know what I mean? Where they're coming off this screen and then the guy stepping up. It's like simulating a game where they're going to have to make these decisions. Basketball's all decision making at the base level. Every single time you have the ball, you're making a decision. Off the ball, you're making a decision. So it's like putting them in spots where they have to make decisions, fast pace. They have to be able to figure it out. And that's where, that aggressive mindset comes from, because they can get into those drills and then they're passive. They're passing the ball away. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. It's like, okay, that's where we can shift their mindset and be like, no, you need to attack this guy here. We can make little tweaks, adjustments.
Powerful.
And then overall just instill them, hey, you're in training right now. This is not a game. This is not life or death if you make a mistake. Make those mistakes. And then eventually that will, over time, progress, their mindset will shift and they'll become more aggressive players.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is you create more pressure in practice and training than real life game
Trying
settings.
to, yes, absolutely. Simulate it as much as we can. You're not going to get it perfect, because 5-on-5 games in the lines with referees, it's hard to simulate. But that's why players should play a lot of games too. I'm a big on players should play for teams, play on games all the time, travel games, AAU games, all that stuff. But definitely, players in training need to have that, that game-like situation, even tougher, even more pressure. Exactly.
Got it. What do you think gets players farther in their journey? Do you think it's the actual skills, or do you think it's the mental toughness and
Mental
resiliency?
side. Yeah, mental toughness is definitely so high up there. Skills is great, but I've seen a lot of players with a lot of skill, and I've trained a lot of players with a lot of skill, but the mindset isn't quite there yet. That aggressiveness, that will to get into a game and take risks, so to speak. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players who have skill, but they're passive. They don't want to turn the ball over. They don't want to get taken out of the game. They don't want to do, but those people who, are so detached from the result, they're like, I'm just going to take this risk. I'm going to try to split these defenders. I'm going to try to pick the ball up between two guys and then make a decision. I'm going to get to the paint and try to do something else. It's like, these are the guys who make it, the ones who are confident, who are aggressive, and that's it. So definitely the mental side.
Can you instill that in a player? Can you coach that? If a player is naturally passive, can you get them to be that aggressive individual?
You can. And as I said, through those live drills, you can try your best. Are you always going to? No. And as players develop, there's players who struggle with confidence in the NBA. So it's never like you're gonna have a switch that flips. You know what I mean? You could play one level, do really good there, and then go to the next level, and then you're struggling. You're back at it. But that mental resilience that we talked about, it's like if we keep leveling it up and you keep getting more and more, you're playing against better players, live drills, all that stuff. It's like you're going to continue to level yourself up. And is that to say that every player can do it? I don't think so. But you can try your best to instill those things in the players.
Okay. How important would you say it is, coming from fitness coaches and trainers working with men, helping them get
Totally
in shape and stronger? How important is weight training in basketball?
Oh, it's very important, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I don't take care of that side as well as I should. I have some guys that I outsource. Obviously, I do the on court stuff, but definitely, basketball is such a physical sport. Even if we don't think about it like that, it's so physical. Just to get rebounds, to drive in the paint, you're gonna have people grabbing you, pulling you, bumping you. You're gonna have to dish out that bump. You're gonna have to bump people. So these sorts of things are, paramount. You have to be getting stronger. And basketball strength, I talk about it a lot. Like, there's this one video that I saw about it. It's like, when we're driving towards the basket, it's like I'm using my forearm. So it's like I saw a guy hitting a punching bag right here. It's like, it's interesting, because it's like that is basketball strength right there. It's like being able to bump, being able to hit, and your whole upper body, obviously lower body as well. It's paramount. Weight training is, you need to.
Things you don't
Yeah.
think about when you're not in the mix of it.
100%.
What's more important, you think, lower body or upper body?
Man, that's a good question. Both, like I said, both are very important. Upper body strength is, to a degree, is probably more important.
Okay.
But lower body strength and really the athletic side of it, the plyos, doing all that sort of thing. That's very important too. I couldn't give you an answer.
Yeah, I was curious because I know the explosiveness, the quick first step, the movement, different kind
That's
of
so
things,
important. That's
jumping.
true,
It's
too.
like
Yes.
which one
Yeah, I might change
would someone
that,
focus on more?
Again, I'm not. I don't want to. I stay in my lane. I'm on the court, but definitely both. I'll leave it at that.
Which, granted, you need both clearly in a
Totally.
sport, any sport. But I didn't know if
Totally.
you favored one over the other.
Yeah, not really. No. I'm gonna leave it at that. Might want to cut that part out. But yeah, let's take that out of the podcast. But yeah, no, definitely. I'm no expert, dude. You guys are the
No,
experts.
you're
here.
good. And people know that. I mean, as you said, you stay in your lane.
I'm
You're
on
good
the
at
court,
what
bro.
you do,
Yes.
but you're not the fitness side of it.
I'm not the
You
fitness
kind of
side, no.
outsource it and let the experts
I let
help
the
the kids
experts
in that
do that.
area.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you pre-frame that though. You said you outsourced that from the get-go. So
Sure.
it's like,
Yeah. I do
do
not
what you
do
do
that.
at your best.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that kind of leads to the next question I was going to ask. What skills or mindset did you kind of have to unlearn to help you become a better coach and trainer for the athletes?
Yeah, that's a good question. I had a tendency kind of to overteach details, like very fine details. So obviously in anything you do, you want to have you want to have those details so that players can understand what to do. But sometimes you can overteach. You can take things almost too seriously at a micro level. So I've had to kind of unlearn that a little bit, and I've gotten better with, my teaching points and what I'm saying, and sometimes letting players figure it out, not over teaching every single play. It's like, let them learn, let them make mistakes, and then, using cues, using different things here and there to help them get better, but not over teaching, little pieces of footwork or little things, where it's like, is that as important as the general aggressive mindset that we're trying to instill in them? Are we trying to do this? There are little things that you can teach, and I still obviously do and point out all the time, but sometimes it would get to where I'm talking for 2 minutes, and that's not what we need in a session. We'd rather get them reps. So.
Yeah, the over communication sometimes.
Yes.
I think when you give people too much information at one time, you're just like you're overloaded to even know what was just said to you versus, I'm sure, like you were saying, just simplifying things.
Simplify. Exactly.
Just hitting the most important parts, narrowing down your point. It's like, all right, this is it. Do this. That's it.
100%. That's it.
I think more now than ever. We
Yeah.
are flooded with information. I mean, how much shit do you think the average individual retains of what they see on their phone a day? Come on.
Oh, come on.
One or
Yeah.
two things.
Yeah, nothing. That's
So
a way to put
I
it.
believe
Wow.
a true coach knows how to really dumb things down, simplify it, and make it
Yes.
stick.
If you had players at home watching, what would be the 3 greatest points you would tell them to focus on to get better as a player?
Oh man, yeah, that's a good question. As far as like the game of basketball now, shooting is a must. So reps is so important, and I'll just say that just as a baseline, it's like reps even over technique to a degree. You got to shoot if you want to become a better shooter. So shooting wise, got to get reps in every single day. Second thing is like you want to become a better. If you want to become a better guard, you want to be able to handle the ball better. It's like working on handling the ball every single day in different types of not just stationary drills, like a lot of people just dribble in one place, but like moving around, freestyling with the ball, flowing with it. This is something that takes years and years and years of doing every single day to get really, really good at. So I guess shooting reps every single day, handling the ball every single day. And then also lastly is playing live a lot. You got to get into live situations, 1-on-1s, 1-on-2s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, 5-on-5s. I don't really care where it's at. I don't care if you're somewhere obscure and you have to play pickup with old guy, whatever. It's like you got to find a way to get into live situations. You're not going to get better without doing live stuff. Okay, you can train for years by yourself. You know, when I was a kid, my dad always told me, he said, "Yeah, you got to go practice." So I would go practice by myself, which is good, but that's not going to translate to the game like it would if I was playing against somebody. If I was playing 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 5-on-5. So you got to play all the time. Or if you don't, you're not going to be sharp. If you take months off, you're not going to be sharp. You got to get in the lines. You got to play against others. And that's the only way you're going to really learn the game. You know what I mean? So those would be my 3 kind of, I guess, keys for players.
Yeah.
I love that.
Quick sidebar, but that makes me think of the schooling system. And we had an individual last night that is just really in depth on changing the schooling system because it's not working. And it makes me think back to the one industry that I was going to pursue before fitness, which was becoming a paramedic in the emergency medical services. Everything is textbook. You're learning everything, but you think this entire career, this whole job is in the field. And we did 0 in-field training.
Wow.
So I could imagine someone with massive paranoia learning everything, understanding everything, but then you get thrown into the fire and oh my God, someone's in a life or death situation and you're kind of just thrown into the career and hired on and you're basically relearning everything live.
Yes, live. Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Live training's got to be a part of any.
Live is huge. And everything.
That'd be you drilling every day with your players, and then you just get thrown in an NBA game.
Yeah,
It's like, all right, go out there and put it to use.
You
now.
learn every drill, you do it over and over again, and then you get thrown into a game and you freaking suck.
Exactly.
Because you never played.
Because you never knew. Exactly. Never knew what to do. You never put in that spot. It's big.
Man.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, that's
It
nuts.
sounds so simple, but it's so uncommon still.
Yes.
People just teach, and they never let them play.
Right.
Oh.
Key. It's
Yeah.
huge.
So with the business side of things, walk us through a weekly structure. How do you handle your coaching, your training, your scheduling, and the business side of things all in a given week?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I run 7 days a week, so I have something going on at my facility every single day. So currently it's me. I have an assistant trainer who trains under me, and then I have another. He helps me essentially every session that he can make it. He'll be at. And then I have another coach who does the young kids. It's called Young Ballers. So that's kind of my on-court stuff. And then I have 2 virtual assistants who do a lot of my social stuff, who do a lot of my stories that I post. So a marketing thing that I do is I post a lot of the kids. So I'll send clips, they'll edit them up, that sort of thing. And then I have another virtual assistant who does a lot of my scheduling. So essentially, if players want to come in and train, they haven't signed up yet, they get a free session. They come in, they try it out, see if they like it, and then from there, my VA will close that and then sign them up for a membership. So once they're signed up for a membership, I have group classes every single week. So I have those. How many days a week right now? 5 days a week, group classes, and then I have a shooting program that I do. I also do private sessions every single day. So. People can book private sessions with me. Some of those are consistent. Most of them are consistent. So you'll do them on a consistent basis. Tuesday at 5, this person's in, whatever. Transitioning more of those into private small groups because like we talked about, like the live stuff is very important. So getting players together who can kind of compete. But I do those. As far as, let me see, what else is there? Do camps as well. So camps happen whenever kids are off school. So 75 days a year. You want to utilize all those days off. So we'll have big camps, 9 to 12 or 9 to 3.
Running a tournament, you said now?
Oh, running a tournament as well. Yeah, so I'm doing my first tournament. This will be in March. Rented out a facility with 4 courts. So getting into that space, that's a whole different thing.
sick.
That's events. So super excited for that. But that's where you can kind of take the business to another level. You
Yeah.
can do a lot of promo there, and it'll be big.
Would you say this is the hottest spot for basketball coaching right here in Miami?
I don't
the
know if
whole
it's the
country?
hottest, but it's definitely a great one. There's
Yeah.
there's a lot of players. There's more and more. There's a new team every day. There's always some
wow.
type of travel team,
Yeah.
going on. There's always programs. There's always a new kid who's wanting to learn how to play basketball. I've been here for 5 years, and I still feel like I'm kind of semi-unknown. There's people who don't know me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
That
I
says
have
something.
so many people who have never trained with me who know me. So I'm like, yeah, this is a huge metro. I'm in Davie, which is near Fort Lauderdale, so I'm in between. You got Boca, you got Miami down here. You got kids out west who can come to me too. So I'm in a pretty centralized location off a few freeways, which works out really well. I think it's awesome. Football's still king. Football's the biggest sport down here for sure. But basketball's up and coming. It's not the best basketball, but we've had Columbus down here, who's won the national championship last year as a high school team.
Not the best as in teams.
Yeah,
They don't play the best down here.
right. I mean, the teams aren't. Basketball is still growing. Like we have good kids, we have some really really solid players, but team wise, not as insane as maybe like some of these Midwest cities. Some of these like
Chicago?
LA still probably better than us, but when it comes down to it. We are producing talent, and we're going to continue to do more and more with it. Me and all the other trainers out here. Well, not all of them, but some of the trainers out here that I have a relationship with. I know that they're doing an amazing job. And
Yeah.
we're trying to do our best to make this the place for basketball in the United States.
How is Chicago overall? I'm curious.
Chicago's good. Chicago's really
Good
good.
pl- good
really
ball up
really
there?
good spot. Absolutely. Yeah. Chicago has good basketball. Like I said, LA has good basketball. Northeast has some stuff. There's pockets in the Midwest for sure. North Carolina's got pretty good basketball, but it's any metro is going to have some good players, but to have really good teams and coaching and whatnot, those are the main spots.
Got it. Do you have any daily non-negotiables that you do every day?
It's a great question. So I post every day.
Cold plunge?
I had it for a little bit, but I can't do it. I can't
Not
every
daily.
day. Not daily, but I try to do that. But definitely post every day. My success, I feel like, has stemmed from social media. Without it, I don't think I would be where I'm at. And that came from posting every single day. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
shows
I need to
for sure.
So I need to post every day. I have to keep putting content out, even if I'm not growing, which right now I'm actually in a spell where I'm not growing. I'm like, I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to keep seeing, what works, what doesn't. It's always an adjustment. But, editing content every single day, posting it, that's like probably really high on my priority list. Working out, it's not every single day, but I do CrossFit. And CrossFit's like a big part of my life. So I love doing that. We got the CrossFit Open tomorrow. It's the first day, so I'm excited for that. That'll be fun.
Nice.
I do it at 6 a.m. It's fun.
Wait, what's opening tomorrow?
CrossFit Open.
Okay.
So it's like CrossFit has their like tournament, so to speak,
Okay.
across the country. And my gym, shout out Life Athletics over in Davie. They are, I think they're like second right now in like the amount of like members who are actually participating in the CrossFit Open. So it's second in the country. So they're doing amazing. So I'm super excited for that. He's been pushing it, but but that CrossFit, I love doing that.
And you're participating in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you think you're going to do?
Well, we'll see. So they released the workout today, I think. I don't know. It might have just got released. I don't know. But we'll see what it's like. Again, there's things that I'm good at. There's things that I'm not good at. So, so we'll see if it's things that I'm good at, and hopefully we'll do good.
Yeah, I
they
don't
got
know enough.
burpees in there. I'm good at burpees. I'm good at like the cardio stuff. I'm not as good at like snatches. Like,
Okay. But
you
it
know?
can change each event, right? Like each place you go
Yeah.
to, it's like a random draw of what you're going to have to do.
Yeah, so they do. I think it's 3 weeks. Again, I could be totally making this up, but it's like 3 weeks. So it's like first week, second week, third week. It's these next 3 Fridays, and they'll post the workout, and then they track the results and everything. And then from there, it's like, see who's the best in the country. I guess I don't know. I think you rank by how well you do, how fast you do certain reps, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. If someone wanted to improve their basketball fundamentals over the next 30 days, what would you have them do workout wise and training wise in the gym?
Yeah, it's gonna depend on the player, of course. They're gonna tailor it. You know, if a
So take
player's
a
not-
guard, for example. Someone comes in and they're a guard. What would you specifically say you would work on with them training wise?
Yeah, yeah. You know, obviously, as a guard, you have to be able to handle the ball well. So a lot of ball handling stuff, a lot of that freestyle stuff we talked about, I'd put them in situations where they have to handle against the defender. They have to be better at that. You know, getting contact. They have to be able to play with that. So those would be like two main like things that I would have them work on. You know, shooting wise, you know, make sure the mechanics are good. So we're going to look at their mechanics, fix those things that we need to, and then progress it out into different types of shooting drills to help them get better with that. And then ultimately, you know, you gotta play live like we talked about. So getting them into those small-sided games, one-on-ones, one-on-twos, two-on-twos. They got them into 5-on-5 stuff, and then see if those, you know, key points that we talked about we can, you know, implement. You know, whatever it is, whatever it could be. Like I said, it's gonna be tailored to each player.
Yeah. Is there like 2 or 3 specific drills that come to your mind you'd have them run? Is there something on your page that they can
You know,
check
honestly, I mean, yeah, you can look at my page for sure. You can look at different things that I post. But I hate to say it, but it would be so dependent on the player. We would have to look at what they need and what to work on. And you know, it's not all cookie cutter. It's definitely, you know, we take the player, we see where they're at, and then we implement whatever we need to.
I love that because that's
Yeah,
exactly
so-
what we tell people too when it comes to fitness. They're like, what workout should I do? And it's like, I mean, there's a lot that you could choose from. It
100%.
honestly just depends. What's your goal? What are
Facts.
you looking to accomplish? How do you want to look, feel? How many days you want to go to the gym? And
Facts.
it plays a huge factor. You can't just give someone a cookie cutter program. I mean, there's a lot out there. I'm sure there's for basketball drills and things, but it's
Yep.
like, how do you know if you're actually going to get better
Right,
just
right.
following something that thousands of other people are following the exact same blueprint?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Great coaching comes from finding someone's unique factors.
Yes.
I mean, everyone can Google a workout plan or a basketball drill to do, but it might not suit your interests,
100%.
your lifestyle, whatever it is.
Right.
So people really think to themselves, well, when it's time to get fit, I'll just look up a nutrition plan and a workout plan. But everyone can do that. But look at our country get worse and worse and worse. You need
100%.
customization,
Right.
tailored to you, to where you wake up every day, you're held accountable, you want to be held accountable, and you want to show up and do what John has given you to be
Right.
the best basketball player you can on the court.
100%. I'm with you. That's it.
I'm curious. So how often do you deal with parents? Because you deal with the young up and coming players that
Yes.
want to get good. So are you communicating with parents a lot
Absolutely.
as a byproduct of?
No doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I every day we're talking to parents. Every
Okay.
day. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Checking in, making sure that they're good, making sure, you know, that the players, you know, having that relationship, you know, and that's the biggest part of this business, I think, is just relationships. you know?
Okay.
So
Relationship. Okay. More
So,
so,
yeah.
with the parents, would you say?
players, I would say the players
Okay.
and then the parents,
Okay.
but still, I think they're one and the same. I think
Yeah.
that you need to stay in touch, communicate, and make sure that they're getting what they need.
Sure.
100%.
Depends who's paying the bill.
Right.
You got to have that communication. If the parents are paying the bill, you got to have a good. Probably they want to have a good. They want to have a good relationship and communication with you, knowing, yeah, I really like this guy. He's definitely the person I want to keep using.
100%.
Even if their child likes you, they may be like, no, he's I don't like him.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. As much as you can treat it less like a transaction as a relationship, that's what you need to have.
Yeah,
That's it.
relationships.
And
are
that's
key.
how that's how you're gonna retain, and that's how you're gonna actually have players actually see results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. If you make anyone feel like it's a transaction, they're gonna not want to work with you.
100%.
But if you make it feel more like a relationship and friendship, they'll probably stick with you for a
100%.
long, long time.
Absolutely. And actually have it be a friendship.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Has the success with the business, the training, the social media presence, has it made you happier? Do you feel like it's changed your perception on what success really is?
That's a good question. You know, I can't say happiness. I don't know. I mean, I just I feel happy every day. I will say that. You know what I mean? I get to go into a gym every day. Like I don't feel like I got super lucky to have this be my life. You know what I mean? Because
Hey.
I was a teacher at one point, and I was living in Kansas at one point. You know, no disrespect to Midwest stuff, but I just could never live there. Like, I'm living out with palm trees. I'm going to a basketball gym every day, and I'm helping players get better. As much as I can complain, I can't really complain. You know what I mean? So, has it impacted my happiness? For sure. Like, I'm very happy every day. Still hungry. Still pushing. But yeah, sometimes take a step back and see, like, wow, like, yeah.
That's the
does
growth-minded way. We've said it many times right on the podcast. You're satisfied, or what is it? Content but never satisfied.
Yeah.
I've never satisfied.
Yeah.
And it's a balance. It's hard, but you know, because sometimes we get caught up in next thing.
Yeah,
and
man.
Sometimes you just got to take a second.
The motto in my
Recognize
mind is always, whenever I get a little greedy or, you know, YouTube's not loading fast enough. That's a prime example. You see so many people like, oh, this isn't pulling up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like first world problems, man.
Seriously.
Like you just said, you're hanging out here with the palm trees. Like,
Yeah.
you've got a great life. You've got
Great life.
the freedom you want to do things your own way, and you've built a career that is all you.
100%.
And every day, if we remind ourselves of those little things, like, wow, I'm so blessed.
Right.
Even though we still want more.
We still want so much more, but come on, let's take a second.
Yeah, that's it.
Come
Relax.
on. Let's relax. Let's chill out.
Is there anything you've built in life so far that you're afraid of losing?
I mean, afraid of losing. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess the whole thing. I mean, I don't want to lose the life that I have. I don't want to lose the relationships that I have, the ability to train, and the ability to do what I do every day. I suppose that's the answer, but not really anything else. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if everything you built up to this point went away tomorrow, who would you be as an individual?
Right. That's a great question.
Because you do this 7 days a week, you said. I mean, this
Yeah.
is your bread and butter. This is your life.
No, I mean, always figure it out, but you know, this is
You just figure it out.
we'll figure it out. But I can always be a teacher again.
Yeah.
You
I was
know?
gonna say that's a good answer though, because you have no plan B in your head.
Hey.
No plan B. No.
So you're not looking at ever thinking, hey, this was gonna fail from the get go.
No, and that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. You know, I'm like, do I want to spend this money on ads? Do I want to spend this money on this or that or whatever? I'm like, well, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I'm gonna I'm not gonna say it's not gonna fail. It can fail to a degree, but it's not like it's gonna fail. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm never in that mode where I'm gonna stop this thing. So it's like I'm just gonna keep going. I don't really have I have such a marathon mindset with this. You know, I was thinking about it even when I was driving over here. I'm like, you know, I'm still such in a foundational phase right now. I'm still so close to the beginning. It's like, you know, to where it could get. You know, I see other trainers, you know, who've been in this game for 15, 20 years. I'm like, oh wow, like I've been in this game really with a facility for 3 years. You know, I'm like, I still have so much room to grow, so many more relationships to build, so much more opportunity out there that I'm like, yeah, I can't really focus on losing this money or doing this or losing this investment or whatever. You know, I'm not gonna have there's not, that doesn't even cross my mind.
Wow, that's great. I mean, that's
love
exactly
it.
perfect. What's like the next stage of your life and business look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's really continuing to grow what I do. So the gym is not even at capacity, so we can keep growing that. So it's growing that business, helping more players. It's helping better and better players. So in the off season, it's getting better and better players in, and then that kind of, you know, helps grow everything else. But you know, getting high level, you know, G League, NBA players, that sort of thing in the gym overseas. Getting those pros will help.
What are they?
Like,
Labels?
you know, like the high level players, NBA players,
Okay.
G
Semi-pro,
League,
basically.
semi-pro,
Yeah,
G League.
overseas,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
That's what you said.
So getting better and better players in the gym, that's like a big step. One thing that I recently started was a mentorship program for other trainers. So it's kind of growing that,
that's sick.
which has been really cool. I currently have 4 trainers that I work with,
Okay.
all over the country. And I, you know, what I do is I essentially, you know, take their business from where they're at, and I give them, you know, objectives, outcomes, accountability for what they need to be able to do. In their basketball training business, we do weekly calls, one-on-one.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's been something that has been really rewarding. And it helps me make money off the court, which is what I love. You know, I want to make money off the court as much as I can. So it's kind of that's kind of like a big stage, a big step in my growth. It's adjusting the content. So like we kind of talked about off camera, it's, you know, building the content about my story, what I've done, and kind of those who want to build their own facility like I did, I want to be able to help those trainers do that thing.
Yeah.
Help, because if I help one trainer, that's going to help that many more players.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
that's impact right there.
Which is
You
cool.
helping other coaches do what you do. I mean, that's mass scale right there. You're not just
100%.
helping players one-to-one anymore. Now you're helping the coaches hand down what you're handing down.
Exactly.
In multiples.
100%. And you're helping that trainer grow their business. You're helping them get more money in their pocket. You're helping them live a better life. So that sort of thing is something that I want to continue to grow, continue to expand on. And then, like I said, I'm getting into the event space. So doing my first travel tournament, which will not only help grow my business, but will provide a great event for players to compete at in South Florida. You know what I mean? Hopefully this year and then years to come. And maybe do more than one event a year. We'll see. I don't know. Just depends on how this one goes. Hopefully it goes well. Working really hard on
go.
it. So
Yeah.
that'll be super cool. But
Got a lot
the
in the
event,
works, man.
yeah, a lot in the
real.
works. A lot in the works. And then obviously
7 days a week.
obviously the social stuff, continue to grow the social media. But yeah, whatever I can do, just every day you want to,
Yeah.
when you start thinking of it like inputs, I'm sure you guys think of it like this. It's like you can't really fail if you do your inputs every single day. If you do the right stuff every single day and you keep yourself accountable to those things, those inputs, don't even focus on the results. Don't even
Yeah.
focus on the money or whatever. It's like if you do the little things, like doing this podcast, might not make us any money right now, but you know what I mean? Maybe in the future, this could really be a big thing,
It'll live forever.
It'll live
People
forever,
could
right?
revisit this in a year and it could blow up
100%.
then when basketball's the hottest thing.
Yeah, you never know, right? And just by you doing this one, when you have 1,000 podcasts done, it's like, wow, look at that body of work, and it's crazy. And it's
That body of work.
It's if you're not gonna stop, it's all gonna build. That text even for me, like that text that I send that parent, checking in on that kid, you know what I mean? That could lead to something big in the future. You never know, just by
Yeah.
doing those little inputs every day.
So true. I don't even look at this of, are we going to get paid? Are we going to make money from this? It's like all the valuable guests you have on. It's all the value that the people watching at home can take away and implement into their lives.
Exactly.
Because some people may be watching, they're like, hey, I want to do what John does.
Right.
Or you have another guest on, it's like, I want to do what they do. It's like,
Yeah.
it could
1000%.
change their lives watching it at home rather than, am I going to make money off this episode?
Sure.
And even before the value is top notch. We love that we get to interview people and soak in the knowledge. We get to stay sponges,
Right,
but
yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Before everything else
This
we
is
do, we
awesome.
say, are we having fun doing it? And if not, what's the point?
Right.
So
Yeah,
there's
this is
fun,
awesome.
value, and then potential money and impact. How can you go wrong with doing something like this?
Right. Amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
great
think
energy.
we would have drove all the way from Chicago out to Miami if we didn't enjoy this. So
Seriously.
So you, with all that you've got going on and working 7 days a week, I mean, that's impressive. A lot of people aren't even doing close to that. What would you regret years or decades from now not doing? If you looked back,
Oh man.
anything?
Nothing, man. I don't regret it. I spend every day with people I love, people who I care about, and building relationships. And I don't think that there's anything I'd rather be doing, or I feel called to do. I feel God's put me here for this, for what I do, basketball training, and beyond that, building relationships with people, and it's been awesome.
Dude, that is something right there that I feel like everyone should just take note of. Like how he said that at such peace and presence. So many people don't even feel close to that place. They're always
Right.
searching for something more outside of themselves.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm extremely blessed. I don't know.
And it's not
I
like
can't
you're the most
explain it.
successful guy in the world. You even said yourself, you're not the greatest coach, you're not the greatest player, but you love what you do. And you're showing up every day, being your best, treating others well, and always striving to be better. And at that, you can truly be fulfilled wherever you are in life. Even if you're at the
100%.
bottom of the barrel.
100%. That's it.
Kids in Africa are grateful to come home every day from school and have rice made for them.
Right.
Happy as shit.
Yeah. 100%. This is true.
yeah, for
Perspective.
real. If say your time came, you're gone,
Yes.
your kids are watching this, your athletes are watching this.
Yes.
What would you want them to take away or know about you?
Oh man, that's a
a
great
loaded
question. That's a loaded one. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, the number one thing. It's follow Christ. You know what I mean? That's the number one thing. I'm a Christian. I think that's the number one thing that everybody should. I'm not gonna say one thing or another about it, but following Christ has changed my life. So that's the biggest thing. Second thing is that the greatest commandment is to love your neighbors, or love God and love neighbor as yourself. So loving those around you and helping them and impacting them beyond, what's expected of you. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to continue to do through my life. And hopefully that people can see that and they can do the same for others, and it makes the world a better place. So that's
I
it.
love that.
No
That's
doubt.
awesome. It was making me ponder for a second. Thinking
Yeah, I
of
can see
everything
the
you
big
were
smile on
saying.
your
I
face.
was just like
What's going
sitting here
on?
just thinking about everything you were saying, and I love it.
100%.
Most people live for themselves and not for others, and
100%.
it's just awesome that you are wanting to make an impact, just make a difference in the world, give back, and
That's
and
why
do
you're
all the
here,
right
bro.
things.
That's it. That's why I'm here.
Like-minded.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'll close it out on this for you.
Sure, close it.
What would be the biggest piece of life advice that you would give to the people watching at home right now that you've learned?
Biggest piece of life advice. This is like the way that I've kind of got to where I've gotten, I would say. And again, it's nothing crazy, but it's just doing a little more than what's expected of you every day. So again, when I was a teacher, I would see other teachers, stay stagnant with where they were at, with how they were living life and everything. But what I was doing was after school every day, okay, I'd do a training session with somebody and I'd edit a video. Was it a crazy sacrifice? Maybe to some people it was, but to me it was like, I'm just going to do this anyway. And I know what I can kind of maybe do in the future. But it's like, if you just do a little bit more, just sacrifice a little more than everybody else, you're going to get ahead. You know what I mean? So even if it's just a little thing, just those little things can build and build and build to where it's like, okay, now I'm running a basketball training gym and I coach for a living. It's like, wow, this is crazy. You know what I mean? To think about. I definitely, I think that there's so much value in just, if you see something that you're maybe good at, just sacrifice a little bit, build. And over time it compounds brick by brick. It's crazy. So.
That's so true. Doing the little things, even when people aren't watching, it makes me, in basketball terms, it makes me think when you hear them say, that's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but it's a game changer, right? Just someone hustling down the court and maybe making a stop.
Yes.
It's not going to go down on the stat sheet as you scoring points or getting a rebound, but it can make all the difference in the long game at the end.
That's a good way to put it.
100%. That's it.
Yeah.
100%.
Awesome, man.
So for anyone listening, yes, do a little more every day. Just do a little bit extra. You're going to get ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. And do the hard things when people aren't even watching.
100%.
Yeah, man. Well, you're the leader of what a lot of people want to get better at, whether it's in life, basketball, or business. This is awesome, man. Super valuable. Thank you for coming on.
Sweet.
Of course. Loved it, guys.
You're the man,
Loved it,
John.
guys. No doubt.
All right, man. If you enjoyed John's episode, you could check out more great Cold Tub Talks episodes right here.